Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Good. Actually, today I actually feel really good. I've been pumping iron, trying to eat as healthy as possible, except from yesterday because I ate a cheeseburger and a McChicken.
You ate pasta, bro.
Plus, I ate pasta.
You killed that pasta, though.
But I've been starving. I need carbs, bro. That damn keto, bro. That thing has you like twitching, bro. It's like, oh, you're just like, oh man, you know, it's too much. Like, imagínate, you're just eating broccoli, salads, and just meat. But nevertheless, I kind of cheated yesterday a little bit, but I'm gonna get back on the horse today. Well, actually, I was listening to something, obviously, that Raul Villas, but I just wanted to go ahead and give a little bit as to kind of something that we were supposed to go ahead and record with Ray. Obviously, we were having some difficulties that day. And I know I've already expressed this with you guys, but nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and just give a little recap. I also want to give a little bit of an update as to a few changes that are happening, things that are happening within the business. But nevertheless, I wanted to talk about the value of credit repair, or actually what it does for people. I know that last time we literally, like about 2 weeks ago, we spoke about similar about showing value to the customer as to the differences, as to what other companies are doing, what we're doing, the strategies, obviously with regards to pricing, stuff like that, which I think it's really, really important. You know, one of the things that, as a matter of fact, right now, that I'm eligible for again, which is, I've said before, I ran into a little hiccup back in January that I actually had my car payment on one of my vehicles. For whatever X and Y reason, I have a late payment. I went ahead and I called the Lexus dealership. I got a letter. It said that I was never late. Nevertheless, I went ahead and sent that over. I finally got the update. And to be honest with you, for me, of the way that I actually felt, it's not, you know, feeling bad in a sense, but the demoralization that it does to you is kind of like you have all these high hopes of things that you want to go ahead and achieve, and all these dreams that you have. And even as individuals, you know, not even having credit. Because again, obviously there's people out there, and I was talking to a friend of mine, my friend Paulie, he works at the bank, and he came through and we were sitting down and he was telling me about Dave Ramsey. He was telling me about the logic within actually not even counting on credit, not counting on, you know, building your own assets and having your own money and paying cash and, you know, buying your house cash. And that's beautiful, you know, for the ones that could afford it. Or maybe like a trust fund baby, or somebody that, you know, their parents were very organized and maybe planned something for them, and maybe, you know, said, let's go ahead and create a financial plan for my child that, you know what, by the time he graduates from school, he's not going to have any kind of, you know, grants or loans that he's going to have to go ahead and pay back. Grants are obviously not loans, but he's not going to have to pay anything back with regards to financial aid and stuff like that, you know. So a lot of the times, we think of stuff like that. And for me, to be honest with you, and yesterday I was sitting down with my wife and we were going over a little bio, you know, because we're actually going, we're working with Tower Team Realty, and they're gonna go ahead and do a piece on us, on the company, and it's an article that's gonna be circulated through newspapers and it's gonna go national. And they were requesting for me to go ahead and create a bio, and through the bio, I'm thinking, you know, of what to write on it, what to go ahead and put, and even give a little bit of background on my life story, because obviously I'm an immigrant, right? I came from Nicaragua. Who knows, you know? I went through a whole process living in Mexico for a year, being deported. I finally made it back in 1989, not having a dad, and just including certain things like that in there, fighting really hard, starting to work from a really young age, and not having certain opportunities, you know, not knowing the language and learning that, you know, and excelling in that. And I thank God for the level of awareness and opportunities that I've been able to share with individuals that I've actually have added value to what I've been able to build to an extent that we've been able to build. Because obviously I can't do this by myself, but obviously this is a collective group effort. Certain people have come in and key places, key times, and they've been able to add to what we obviously have. And because of that, I'm thinking to myself, how valuable is credit? You know, in reality, when we think about the aspect of what really credit. Frankie, he's back. Woo! Bumps and bruises, but he's here.
Yeah.
So, you know, how valuable really credit is, especially to the people who come from nothing, who never had anything or never had a baseline to even start off. And sometimes even for ourselves, as to what we feel that we're entitled to or what we're supposed to have, and you know what it does to an individual not having credit. And I think this is a lot of the times as to what really happens to our customers, because sometimes, you know, opportunities present themselves. Situations happen, all of a sudden, you know, you talk to a friend, a buddy, you get a little bit hyped up, and all of a sudden people start talking about a home or this opportunity. They're building some land over here. We got some model homes here. You know, oh man, let's go ahead and start off this business venture. And all of a sudden, you know, somebody found some sort of like equipment or situation that we could start selling, but we're gonna need some capital. We don't have liquid assets. We don't have this. And I say we start thinking about credit. And to me personally, you know, going through that situation, I've been obviously for the last couple of years having excellent credit. Nothing, it was literally on the up and up, and all of a sudden I had a line for 1,000 and 2,000 and 5,000 and 10,000, and then all of a sudden I got a Platinum American Express and the Discover and the double cash reward, and then 27 credit cards later, I have over 100,000 in available lines of credit. And you're like, damn, dude, that's phenomenal. Why? Because it opens up ideas. You know, it opens up opportunities, really, in reality. At least to me, it has, even for the business. You know what? Sometimes, even though we do have, and I love that concept of working capital. As a matter of fact, Grant Cardone talks a lot about that. He would rather have working capital than having a reservoir or even money in a savings account. Because in reality, what is that doing for you? So it's all about reinvesting, putting it back into business, and continuing that recycled aspect of it, that is residual income to an extent. But to me, really, in reality, through that process, even now, even us thinking of even moving, you know, we went yesterday. We looked at a couple of offices, beautiful. But guess what? There's an X amount of money that needs to be put down. And you know what? To me, I'd rather keep my liquid cash in my bank account, and I'd rather use somebody else's money. So I'd rather put it on a line of credit, or I'd rather put it on somewhere where I have the flexibility to make other adjustments, to make other moves, and not go ahead and get stuck on something. And guess what? I'm gonna have to wait another 6 more months before I'm able to do something else. The train's gonna continue to go. My ideas continue to flow. Situations that I've put myself into now are coming to pass. We're seeing that. So having credit creates a lot of flexibility. You know, it takes people out of jams. Should we count on credit completely? Absolutely not. And we have to be good stewards of it. Because guess what? If we live above our means, then we get ourselves into trouble. We get ourselves into problems. All of a sudden, we go from having a $500 credit card to give you a limit of 5,000. And it's what I used to tell my students from FIU when I used to work at Bank of America. People will come in and be like, how do I get that credit card for like $2,500? Or I heard about that credit card that gives you $5,000 and that student one for, how about you're a student? You have a part-time job, or you're probably not even having a part-time job. You have an allowance from your parents. So how is it that I'm gonna go ahead? Why would you even want a credit card to get yourself into that situation, that predicament? As a matter of fact, I used to go ahead and tell people that you should actually contact the bank and let them know not to do automatic line increases unless they ask your authorization. Because we know that, right? Sometimes automatically, even Capital One, as a matter of fact, they have this product that you go ahead and contact them, and after 5 payments on time, then they do an automatic line increase. That's awesome. But then guess what? If you don't have the means, or maybe guess what? You're paying part rent with your parents, you have a car, is it easier to get out of 5,000 or 500? 500. So there has to be an equal level of savings, planning, credit, and we have to do the best that we can with what we got to an extent. So the value of credit to me, it's enormous. You know, it's the opportunities that you have. You know, obviously credits, there's old forms of it. I was actually watching some stuff on YouTube as to, you know, even credit from back in the days of how people used to, you know, they used to lend you like 2 cows and shit just for you to milk them and for you to maybe work the land. So it's like you'll live in a land, and guess what? You had to pay that person back just for you living in that land. It was a form of credit. So it's an old style way. Obviously it's different now. Now we have plastic, you know, now we have lines of credits or loans, installment accounts, those type of things. But nevertheless, you know, the purpose of that is it's not for you to just live through it. Build credit for a purpose. Build credit for a goal. You know, when you obviously, we've spoken to clients that even now, you know, they graduate the program, they were able to go ahead and purchase their home, they were able to go ahead and purchase their car, maybe paid off a vehicle. Then what is the purpose of credit? Unless you're going to go ahead and take on another endeavor, maybe, you know what, a business opportunity, then what is the purpose of it? But initially, at least for me, in a sense, coming from nothing and being in this position now, I thank God for that, because it's only allowed flexibility for me. And really, people have to value it like that and know that it's important. And even coming from having credit and not having credit and then just trying to bounce back, people really have to see the value in it. So when we sit down with somebody, even in processing, and we're talking to somebody, we always got to reiterate it back to what the actual goal is. You know, this is an untangible product. This is not something physical that you're able to go ahead and hold, but you are able to hold those things that you're actually fighting for to obtain. You are, you know, you want to have a car, you want to have nice things, and sometimes guess what? You move into a home and you put all your savings, your down payment, your deposit, closing cost, and all of a sudden you move into your house and you don't have any furniture, or you maybe want to go ahead and have new furniture, or maybe you want to go ahead and install some sort of new AC, or maybe the AC that you have is not that good, or the water heater goes out, and then all of a sudden credit just has your back to an extent. So being a good steward of it, making payments on time, you know, even setting up you know, responders such as you know, automatic payments coming out from your account. We have to really be really vigilant with it when it comes to that. So, and I think sometimes, I don't think we really see it like that, but it does give us opportunity. We have to talk to our customers like that, always go back to the goal, and that's pretty much it. So